What I like about the program that you told me is that there was 150 students. You divide it into 3 different sessions, and then the timing of those sessions. So if you can start by telling us about how the day ran, that would be great.
Sure. So we had 150 students enrolled. We broke up the day into 2 different blocks. So we had a morning session, which had 3 different classes, and then we had an afternoon session, which had an additional 2 classes. So in total, we ran 5 classes a day. Each class ranged between about 20 to 25 students each class. And our age group ranged between 10-year-olds to up to 15 and 16-year-olds. So we had like a group of 9, 10-year-olds, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15.
So can you tell a little bit about the actual programming while you were there? What did you teach them? What were they learning?
Sure. So we had broken up our curriculum into 3 distinct parts. One was just in the classroom commands and development to kind of get the students familiar and open to speaking. Because in Vietnam, they don't really get an opportunity to talk.
To practice.
And practice. Yeah, it's mostly memorization and bookwork. So we really wanted to like jump in right away and teach them things that they could do right away. Like asking questions like, what does this mean? Or saying my name is, or asking for a pencil. May I have a pencil? So we teach them classroom commands to get them familiar with the class and how to work and manage things in a more like communal and communicative way. The second unit was about like identity and figuring out and understanding how to describe themselves. So they'd learn things like what their names are, what they liked, what they disliked, things that they were interested in, activities, games. So really descriptive things. And then the last part of the unit was taking the context of themselves to the community and what's more. So it's like them in the world. So they learn things like holidays around the world, or they learn things like, they learned cool songs like Heal the World. And they would practice that and figure out like how can they engage in the community.
Very cool. And then I saw that there were some art projects as well, right?
Yes. Yeah. So we really tried to get them engaged by doing more hands-on things. So let's say we taught them like with the identity unit, like describing what they liked, the colors they liked, what they like to do. So like we had these cool, like they'd cut out a cake and then they'd learn about their birthdays. So we did a lot of like fun arts and crafts things with them. And aside from the little arts and crafts things, we also did more sports activities.
Oh, you did some sports activities.
Yeah.
Okay, great. What kind?
So we had some free times for them to like, we had soccer balls so that they could play in the yard. And then they also had like free time to play like board games. That was really fun. They loved it.
What kind of board games?
We tried to bring like games that they don't have to really figure out, but just like with manipulatives they could be very hands-on with. So they really loved Jenga and like dominoes. So they're very familiar with things like that, puzzle pieces.